Hello, my name is Delia. I'm 31 years old and I come to Poland in 2005. So I came to Poland because I was following my heart. In my first year of master, I was studying in Portugal, and there among one of the first Polish people I met was my husband. I fell in love with him and he proposed me to come to Poland for my second year of master to meet Polish people, to see how Poland looks, to understand Polish culture better, to see if I would like to live here and if I will fit in, and to see how our relation will go. So that's why I came to Poland. When I arrived in Poland, after living 1 year in Portugal, my first impression was like, wow, this is so similar with Romania. I feel like at home here. I liked it in the first moment. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know much about Poland before. In Romania, people, they didn't spoke so much about Poland, although the two countries are so near to each other. In Romania, they didn't know so much things about Polish people, or at least in the part of Romania where I'm living, because in other parts, people are more connected with Polish cultures. The biggest stereotype about Romanian is that Romanians are gypsies. Gypsies represent like between 2 and 4, around 3% of the Romanian population. And a lot of Polish people, when I tell them this information, they are like, wow, really, I didn't know this. The situation the most I'm confronting with, let's say, it's when I say to somebody that I'm Romanian. Usually it happens like this. When I'm speaking with a Polish person, I speak in Polish. So they notice that my accent's a little different, so they ask me if I'm Polish but I lived abroad, or if I'm foreigner. And then I tell them that I'm rather coming from Romania, so Polish is not my native language. And then it follows like double situation. One time they say, oh my God, really, from Romania? I was there 20 years ago at the Black Sea, or I passed through Romania when I was going to Bulgaria, or something like, oh, I've just been recently to Romania because it's so nice, you have so much wild mountains, I liked it there. Or it follows the moment when they are like, okay, from Romania. And I had such a situation in a bus stop, for example, because one old man asked me one time something about the bus schedule because he could not see so good. And I explained him when the bus will come and so on. And then he noticed that I'm not Polish. And he's saying to me, okay, but where are you from? And I told him, I'm from Romania. And he was like, really? Oh, but you are not so darker skin. And I'm like, okay, but Romanians are not darker skin. Because I thought so. He didn't want to point out that he's surprised that I'm not a gypsy or why I'm looking so white. But this was basically his reaction. I think what is missing is an information. I would say that for a lot of Romanian people living in Poland, the fact that some people from Poland, they consider Romanians to be gypsy, it's a problem. It's maybe not a problem, more than a challenge. You have to demonstrate that this is not true. On the other hand, I don't have a negative approach to gypsy, and I will tell you why. Because, for example, I know some gypsies living in Romania, which they preserve their cultural traditions. They have the dresses, colored dresses, the women, they dress in a particular way, and the men, they have the big round hats. So I'm used to gypsies, and I'm used to gypsies that preserve their culture. There is no problem with the people that respect the rights of others. They live in society and they know how to live correctly. And they are such a gypsies that they live correctly, they don't steal, they don't cheat, they do their job and they live from this. And in the small town where I come from, Romania, there are such a gypsies and they are known around and people respect them and respect also that they preserve their own traditions. However, there is also negative impact of the gypsy. The ones that they choose to steal or beg, or usually they get involved in harder crimes. For me, it's hard to see the problem in black and white, because I know families of gypsy which they live correctly, which they, even if they preserve their traditions, even if they dress in the particular way and they have a different way of, let's say, approaching the daily task, they still keep a certain harmony with the society. So knowing these people, it's hard for me to think that all the gypsies are the same, because they are not. On the other hand, I know that in Poland there were different people that were begging or stealing or doing some illegal things, and they identify themselves as gypsy coming from Romania, and this created a very bad image of Romanian people. So this is also hard for me to accept. I think the situation is more deep. The surprise for them were the amount of people at the wedding. The difference about Romania and Poland is that in Poland, if you make a wedding, you invite, 50, 100 people maximum, In Romania, when they went and we had 200 guests and I told them, but this is a small wedding, they were like totally surprised. Because in Romania, usually weddings, they look like this. You invite a lot of people. If you make the wedding in a village, you invite every person from the village. So sometimes you can have 500 guests. Vlad Cepes, which in Polish is like Vlad Palownik, he is not Dracula, because he existed in reality, but Dracula is just a fiction. I can say that when I was a small child, for example, I heard in the environment of my grandmother, old people, they were speaking about some kind of, in Romania we call them strigoi. It's some kind of werewolf, phantoms, people they don't live but live in somehow. It's not something defined or precise, but it is in our culture. It existed before. So it is a little bit of maybe true, but actually it's not like the fiction that is presented in the TV. There is something about it. So if you go to Romania or Transylvania, you will not find a vampire there. But in the culture, in the popular culture, there were such sayings. Basically, Romania is looking somehow like Poland, but 10 years ago or maybe longer. Poland in which traditions were better kept, I would say. What is interesting in Romania that you have still a lot of wild places. If you want to go somewhere and feel that it's really you and the nature, you can do it. In Poland, this is a little more hard because everything is changing very fast. But this is also good in Poland, that things are changing very fast and you see that something is moving in the same direction. But it's important to also preserve the customs. Another custom in Romania, for example, about the food, is that on Easter, usually it's a tradition to eat lamb. So each family has its lamb from which it's cooking the food, and this is very, very interesting. So the preservation of this tradition, I think it's a good thing. And although this tradition were in Poland before, now people are used to just buying from the shop the meat, and they usually don't go on the traditional path. When I didn't speak the Polish language, I felt more the differences. But after I started to speak the language, I really understood that between Poland and Romania, there is not a lot of difference. And the countries are very similar, and the people, they think in a similar way. So I was all the time surprised why the two countries, they don't interact. Why the people, they don't interact. I was sad because, for example, in Romania, people knew very little about Poland and about Polish people, and it's a pity because it's very something similar, and they can learn one from another. In Romania, people are more open. You make friendships more easily, and this was something that I missed here in Poland. In Poland, it takes more time to make friendships. People, they want to know you better until they decide to be your friends. In Romania, people are a little more open and more willing to know one another. People's attitude. I think Polish people, they have a positive attitude. Considering all the hard things they've been through, I think as a society, they start to build something. Maybe it's going slowly, but it's going, and I think in the correct direction. I like in Poland that people, they take attitude, they don't let themselves to be stepped down or to be told no, or if they feel that something is not okay, they fight back. Maybe not everybody does this, but a lot of people, they do this, and I think this is a good thing. They also can join together as a community, and if you want to do something, then you will find more people to join you and really to build something. The things may not go so well as in other Western countries, but I think they are going on the correct path. In Romania, I really think that this is missing. This is something that Romanians could learn from Polish. So for me, Polish language was very difficult to learn because it's different. It's very different from Romanian. At the beginning, I really didn't understand nothing. I didn't understand a thing except the word nie, which expressed no. But I would say that it was not so hard to learn it. After I started to learn Polish language, it was not so hard to learn it. And in time, I discovered a lot of similar words with Romanian language, which was quite surprising for me. But for example, such a word, it's rak, which it means the same thing, or mak. Also, it means the same thing in both in Romanian and in Polish. In the Romanian language, there are a lot of Slavic words, and they come from the Polish influence. I learned Polish language in quite some time. It took me some time to learn Polish language. I learned it by working, in work. Polish cuisine is very similar with Romanian cuisine. And I was very surprised about this. It is very hard for me to find food in Romanian cuisine which is not in some way similar with the Polish one. One funny thing about Polish Romanian cuisine is that I was cooking for a long time some type of Romanian food, which in my region is called gomboți. I was making it all the time. I thought this is something different, maybe this is something that you don't have in Poland. Until one aunt came to visit us. And I gave her this and I said, oh, this is a special dish from Romania. And she's eating it and she's saying to me, oh, yes, but we have this also in Poland. It's called nedle. Okay. So basically, all the food is quite similar. One of the best things about Romania, which my Polish friends always say they like, it's Romanian ślibovița, which in Romania is called pălincă or țuică. The best one is the one that is homemade. It's legal to make it in Romania. Unfortunately, you cannot buy it nowhere in Poland. My Polish friends, they say they love it and it's very tasty. Pozdrawiam widzów Wirtualnej Polski. Îi salut pe telespectatorii Poloniei Virtuale.